Where can students transfer and who pays for it?
Now, two major questions at the center of a soon-to-be settled lawsuit that could affect what happens here in Kansas City. Beth Vaughn sat down with the Raytown superintendent as he anticipates a verdict on the other side of the state line.
The legislative and legal argument over what should happen to Kansas City public schools has become a government lesson for students in Raytown.
Because we know they're going to step outside of these walls someday, and they may be the ones sitting in the state Supreme Court.
Dr. Alan Markley knows sometimes classroom lessons are learned one ruling at a time. And just yesterday, the Missouri High Court overturned a judge's decision that required a suburban school district to enroll a student from St. Louis public schools. That district is also unaccredited.
Implications, I would say none at this point.
While Markley believes the ruling won't affect the lawsuit waged by Raytown and 4 other districts against Kansas City public schools, he says it does highlight an important piece of the public education puzzle.
The Hancock Amendment requires the state of Missouri to fully fund any new initiative it imposes upon a governmental entity such as public education.
The Supreme Court has said only a taxpayer has the ability to make that claim. The lawyer who represents the 5 local districts had this to say, quote, "In our case, at least one taxpayer from each district is named plaintiff. These plaintiffs assert that the state cannot impose a new mandate like the requirement to accept student transfers without full state financing."
The process to me is just as important as what's in writing.
But it doesn't make waiting any easier.
The Kansas City Public Schools District is watching the Turner versus Clayton case out of St. Louis very closely. It should provide an answer to where students can transfer and who's responsible for paying. Arguments were expected to wrap up today. Beth Vaughn, 41 Action News.